Okay, next color next color we're going to do here is we're going to take chainmail. We're going to shake it up first. I just realized that my voice has been very loud on the camera, so I'm going to try and keep it toned down a little bit. Maybe that'll keep it from cracking so much. I apologize. But we're going to take chainmail. We're going to cover up the metal parts. So that would be the barrel, the knives, the little bits here in the middle, and the blade on the back of the gun too. And yeah, the shoulder pad as well. So I'm going to do that and then I'll be right back. Okay, we're good here now. I'm just going to clean off my brush again. And when I was painting this, I accidentally got a little bit of red on, or a little bit of chainmail on my red. So I'm going to take a tiny bit of my red here. It's just going to go right over top of that. And there. It's like it never happened. Good. Okay, so before we give the gun a black wash, we're going to paint the stock because we don't want it to be white. We're going to paint it graveyard earth. Always make sure to shake up your paints first. And then now we're just going to go right at it. Good. Now that that's done, we're going to close our graveyard earth. Once again, clean off our brush. Make sure to clean that up really good. And what we're going to do next is we're going to start the first coat on the quills. Always forget to never shake these things up. Alright, so we're going to want a really small brush for this one. We've got a pretty small one right here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create a two-tone effect on the back of the quills by doing bleach bone on the tips of them. And then we're going to take skull white once that's dry and just do the very tips. What this is going to create, it's going to create kind of like a almost like a porcupine quill look, I think would be the best way to describe it. And yeah, it'll look good. It's just the color I chose. You don't have to do this on yours if you're doing a different color scheme, but this is what I'm doing. So you know, now that I think about it, the quills actually look more like predator quills, which is kind of cool in a way, because I always thought, you know, the Kroot reminded me of like a less sophisticated form of the predators. So yeah, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take, for our last thing of everything, we got a couple different places we need to put skull white on this model. Since the quills were just painted, we're going to let them dry, but in the meantime we're going to take some, if you see here on like the legs and stuff, I don't know if you can see that on the cam, there's little quills here. Up here you can see it probably a little better. There's little quills on the arms. We want to pick that out with white because it just looks cooler. That, you know, it's part of the detail on the model. You just want to try and get as much detail as you can. So wherever you can find it is good. And then we have to do the tips of the quills. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go over the beak, just the sections. We're going to leave the black in the recesses, and the belly part, just the bumps we're going to leave in the recesses again. And that's what we're going to paint white. So okay, so we're done with the white. We're going to do one more clean off of our brush, and then the very last thing we're going to do on this model is one last Bad Ab black wash. And I'm going to take a little bit bigger brush for this one, not too big, the same size we used earlier. I'm going to open up my Bad Ab black. I'm going to take it, I'm going to put it on the gun. Okay, and then we're also going to put a coat on the metal of the shoulder pad too. Now, as an added effect, if you want, you can paint over the quills. This just helps pick out the detail a little bit better. Helps them look more like they're an integrated part of the model, and the white is kind of bright, so this helps tone that down a tiny bit. So there we go. And then once this is done, the model's done. All we have left to do now is let that dry, and I'll come back in a half hour and we'll post some still pics so you guys can see what it looks like when it's dry. Okay, bye.